Hola!
Hello, hello.
Well, it's been a while, like almost a month or something like that. Sorry, you guys. Every time Jen and I would think about doing a Highline, it was like something came up. We've been doing all sorts of different stuff this past month. I think on the last one we said we finished haying. I don't know, maybe we're in the throes of it, but that went great. But the big focus since the last time we talked to you and this week has been getting all of our colts started. So I had 3 to start. My personal horse, Miso, and Shane's horse, Pedro, and Allie's horse, Arnie. So they all are 3 because we just didn't really have time when they were 2.
Yeah.
But it worked out pretty good. And then Jen has her horse, Koozie. And then Sammy's horse is Jude. I call him Judas. So the first chunk of time, Shane and I worked together to get mine going far enough that I could ride him in the first women's week. And they're going really good. They're doing fantastic. And then we kind of were working Jen, and they were working them, and I was helping them, Shane too, with Jen and Sammy's colts. And this week they got them started, and Jen put on her second ride this morning, and Sammy had her first ride yesterday. She was shoeing some of our older horses today, so she didn't have time to ride them today, but hopefully we'll get back to it all tomorrow. But pretty awesome. Not a bobble in any of them. Shane's big goal when we're starting colts is that you never change the horse's expression, and that they're just so comfortable switching eyes, things from behind. Just they're just solid, even though they're just colts, and they're just doing fantastic. Really good. Jen had a big old smile on her face, cantering her Koozie this morning. What do you think, Jen?
I think the neatest thing about it, one, is being able to just be coached by Des, and when Shane was here, coached by him as well, and just the in-time feedback, but being able to feel all of the things and the importance of all of the things just on a different scale. Like, oh, that's why you teach us this or that. And the neat thing, too, is really understanding how the foundation of how we teach all of the guests and how Shane does teach the wranglers as well, how not much really changes when you ride a colt in terms of like the safety aspects of we're already so attuned to how to get on and off safely and all of those things, and it's just the refinement of it. And then I think it's just really such a privilege to be able to have so much help from Shane and Des, and then again be able to work underneath them and alongside them, doing something that I personally have never done before. I know Sammy started a few, but I think it's just invaluable. It makes me very grateful.
Well, and I think the cool thing, like when I was watching Jen today, the cool thing is, like, if you get to a point where you start learning, if you can make a finished horse and then learning how a finished horse feels, and then you can come at the colt starting with a little different perspective, and it's not like you're pushing them to get there faster. It has nothing to do with that. It's just saying, I know that I could be more refined in this so that they actually can pick up on stuff quicker because you have the ability to offer a more refined feel. I think that's how I would describe
and honestly, vice versa too. Like, I rode Koozie, and then I got to ride one of our best guest horses, and same kind of thing of they're helping me be better for each of them, which I think is neat too, because I felt like I was able to have a little better, again, feel of how much lighter I can offer, knowing that he knows it. Like, the guest horses know it too. So it's kind of a cool deal because I get to go back and forth and they're both situations are helping me so much.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I got to give props to Lefty.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
he has been working his little red butt off, working these colts. And it's been really fun for me. Because Shane, he's had to go away this week on business. And so it's just been, I've been doing a lot of the stuff that I've, had him help me with and him do for me over the years. And just all the cool things that you could do horseback with the colts, different things with roping them, with the way you work them horseback, and how much you can change their ability to, gain confidence.
Yeah.
By that horse that you
Yeah.
have that's just kind of solid.
I think for me too, the neat thing is how much of a team sport you make it. Of like, oh, well, why would I do this myself when we can go about this a way that's going to get him that much better, that much quicker. Like, that was neat. Des did one thing for straightness for our colts, maybe with, like, my colt has a hard time changing eyes. And so, or switching eyes, and so it was neat.
Have a problem.
Yeah,
doesn't now.
It was neat because Des is like, okay, well, I'll be behind him. You're helping keep his shoulders straight. I can help with the hind. And I mean, she was throwing ropes, making big moves with the flag, petting him from straight behind, all sorts of things. And he was just so relaxed by the end of it because she kind of brought us, like, is including us so that we can help them, and everything just happens a lot quicker because you have so many tools in your toolbox.
Yeah, it's been quite a fun week.
And something cool too on top of all of the thing. Lefty has been just in here every single day working so hard, but there was one afternoon. We've had the soccer ball in our big blow up ball for those of you who know it. And kind of towards the end of her ride one day, Des just peeled off her hackamore, and I mean, no neck rope, no nothing. I think Joy and Norbert were in the arena, and she was just moving the soccer ball around, and at one point she just leaves the soccer ball and takes off at the canter, and is cantering him around. Joy's videoing this. And then she stops next to the soccer ball and again goes back to just putzing around. But I mean, like, Lefty looked no different. Nothing on his head or anything like that. He was just, I know my job, and just going along, which was super cool because just it shows the depth of what you can get done when your legs have meaning.
Yeah.
And he's really with you.
It's so cool. So freaking cool. And the reason I wanted to do that, sometimes you just want to be like, am I full of shit, or is it all there, But a long time ago, I saw Shane. He was on whiskey, and this was when Chupa was still a colt. I think he had just been, maybe had a few rides. And Shane worked Chupa loose in the big arena, and he worked him horse. He was riding Whiskey with no bridle, no neck rope, nothing. And Whiskey did everything, working that horse, walk, trot, canter, flying lead change. And that always burned in my brain. Like, that is the coolest thing. I wish I could do that someday. So I'm working my way. I haven't worked a horse yet, bridleless. But
It's not long. You probably honestly could, but
maybe we'll see. But yeah, it's been fun. We got like Jen said, we've been having soccer ball in here because I found that it's a really nice draw to really teach those colts a fast walk. They love having a reason, So that's been really fun.
Yeah. And so that's the horse update. On the cattle side of things, all steers are moved onto Davis, out to graze. Took us a little while just to find the last few stragglers in the heat and everything, but everyone is out to Davis, which is nice.
Yeah, so we've got that. Alex, you guys remember Alex? He's been here for a while. Well,
Mr. Stretch and Flex.
Yeah, Mr. Stretch and Flex. He, we were in a little bit of a bind, and he's come out for like 6 weeks to come out and help us out. And plus is that during our guest weeks, people get to do their stretch and flex sessions
in person.
So it's so cool to have them back, have the crew back. And we're even going to have, Max is going to come out for a couple weeks, beginning of September. So we'll have the whole family here.
Together.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
And on top, speaking of stretching, this last week, a physical therapist that Des has seen and I have seen, she actually
she worked for the U.S. Equestrian team. And so what was really cool is she will sometimes do farm visits. And so I said, come out. And it's super cool because she watches you ride. She'll tell you what to do. You walk, trot, canter both ways, do some straight lines. And then once you're done riding, she'll take note while you're riding. And then when you're done, she'll take each person aside with her notes and then show you specific physical therapy exercises to do to improve your riding.
It's so cool. I mean, I swear it was so immediate. I saw her, all we did was walk a circle and she's like, cha, 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 cha.
Yeah.
It's like, uh-oh.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be something that would be kind of cool. I think you guys would love it coming here as guests, like to get that feedback. Everybody had something a little bit different. There are some common themes for riders though, so that could be something we could work on, with stretch flex, till she comes. But on that note, I want to reach out to you guys because I'm curious. To me, I'm thinking of, we've had some specific weeks in the past, themed weeks. We have our advanced horsemanship weeks. We have our women's weeks. But I'm curious from you guys what you think would be something you would want to come to for a quote unquote themed week. Like, for example, with Jordan. And I was thinking, what if we did like a health and wellness week involving horses and riding and flexibility and healthy food and all that fun stuff? I think that might be a fun thing to do. So if you guys have any ideas or if you'd be interested in that, let me know because we'll start working on our 2025 schedule. Probably mid-October. Hopefully by the end of October, we'll have everything out and good to go.
That'd be cool.
It's Friday. Tomorrow we have our second Women's Week group coming. The first one was almost exclusively repeats.
Yeah.
And the second one is almost exclusively new guests.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of fun, but they're always a ton of fun, the Women's Weeks. Like we did, of course we always have our arts and crafts thing. They painted some horseshoes.
Yeah,
so
and like they
cool.
used wire and beads to decorate them too.
Super fun. It was a little bit different because we really had to move cattle from McKillop to Davis, so there was a lot more going out and hunting for cattle, and those guys went out and we got all of them, I think, except for 4. We found the final 4 with the Wranglers the next week, but did a lot of that. Jen had her famous obstacle course. It was Olympic themed, which was really fun. I think everybody really liked it. We had some firsts where people had cantered for the first time. And at the last day we had, it was pretty advanced for the horsemanship stuff, but it was so cool because some of our guests that were in here for that, they were really able to explore some of the depths of like just what our horses can do. And it was so cool because they were canter departing from the walk, from the halt, from a backup. Like it was just beautiful canter, from like in any way possible. We really dug in deep.
And it was neat too, because it was one of the, like you guys took a lot of time, you and Shane each took a circle and took a lot of time just kind of digging into their seat position and why their horses at home push in, or that inside hip and how that should roll and all of those things. I thought that was really neat. Is you gave such good feedback to each individual, which was, I think, really special.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Aside from the horse, well, actually, is there more horse stuff?
No,
We gave the horses
like
haircuts this morning. And most of them were sleeping while I did it. That's how good they are.
It was perfect. It was a perfect angle, too, because you didn't have to put their head down.
They get a little bit wild sometimes. Oh, and then we got delivered. Shane had ordered, almost a year ago now, a sawmill. So we have our own sawmill now. So we're gonna we're thinking of all kinds of projects that we could do with it. I told Will and Willie one of the first things that they need to do is that giant tree that we have, the historic biggest larch in Montana. We named it affectionately Old Will because we love Old Will.
Yeah.
And he needs to get his butt out here and do some storytelling one of these nights.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna build like a plaque and maybe some benches by the tree because
cool.
it's so cool. And then we're gonna redo like the round pen in this really cool style that Shane's got. Like gonna do these. It's cool. Wait till you see it. It's awesome. Redo corrals. Like we could do. The sky's the limit. We've got lots of cool stuff in mind for this sawmill.
Heck yeah.
We're super excited about it. And then, what else? We've got, it's kind of sad because we've had several guests that are kind of like, they live here for part of the year. Mm-hmm. Lynn, who many of you guys have met Lynn. Yeah. Many of you guys have met Joy.
Yeah.
Lynn and Joy just kind of headed home for the year, which is sad. And then, but we've had
our newest additions.
Yeah. Norbert and Linda from Germany with their baby Carl, who I call Carl. And
I almost thought you were going to forget about Carl.
Oh, no. But Carlotta responds very well to Carl. So
she'll come in the arena and Des from across the arena is like, Carl! Got a big old smile.
But they've become just family to us.
Such good people.
Yeah, so good. And they, Holly did her Costco run yesterday, so they made us German dinner last night. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was very good.
And Linda she's already sending me ideas for stuff she's going to make in November.
Ooh, yes. So they'll be back. Yeah, they're fun to have around. Just great stories. Some really good stories. I think one night we stayed at dinner till like 8:30, just listening to all of Norbert's stories. That's what makes it.
It is.
So much fun. And then, of course, the dinner table with Gray's coming up and gathering. We had to brainstorm some good old cowboy names.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm not really... I can't remember how Jen got her new name, but we're calling her Dirty Shirley. But if you ask Norbert, he calls her...
Curly Dirty or something.
And Lainey, she's Stubbs because something with a toe that's not quite right. And Liz, she's just kind of... Lizard.
Always.
She's just Lizard.
Always. And then Des is Siri.
Yeah.
Because of your... Oh! Because of your robot voice.
So, yeah, we got to come up with names for the rest of the crew before we start gathering. We got Noah. Sammy Davis might just stay Sammy Davis.
Always good.
But Brenda needs a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Max will need a new one.
Yeah. Toots. Last year he was Toots. For those of you that know Max, you know why. So I think
that's most of it.
That's what we got. We're going to have an exciting week coming up. A lot of these guys want to do cattle, so I think we're going to do some cattle games.
Maybe bring out, for those of you who have commented on previous posts, our favorite Pentagon.
Yeah, the scary Pentagon.
Scary Pentagon.
So, well, should we call it?
Yeah. And we're excited to hear if you guys have any ideas on themed weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of alongside what Des was saying.
Give us what you got.
Perfect. Well, hopefully we actually will talk to you in about a week. Not a month.
And my hope is that, we've been doing this pretty basic lately, but I am researching. I'm going to try to make this into a proper podcast. So hopefully before the end of the year, we'll get that going. So we'll chat at you hopefully sometime sooner than later.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.